Okay, let's give this a go. This seems a bit more stable. Now it's sort of wedged into here in the corner of my car. And I've always wanted to put a video camera in my car just so I can do a little video podcast on the way to work. I've done audio podcasts on the way to work, but it seems to be a bit clumsy, and I don't know, the whole idea of doing a video Carcast is pretty cool. So, forgive my driving, I'm not the greatest driver in the world. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to do today. We've got Andrew, our key developer on this project, who's coming in and checking up on his progress. And there's a big tendency to underestimate what's required on a project to get it out the door. I've done a lot of development with web development types of things, and it always surprises me how little you can do in a day. And sometimes I can do some really, really cool stuff in a very, very short amount of time, but then I actually sit down and actually measure the amount of time. It's like, wow, that was 6 hours or 8 hours it took me to quickly throw that together. And it's just the fact that I've worked from 7 o'clock at night till 3 in the morning to make it happen. So it doesn't feel like a long amount of time, but when you put it into perspective, that's a full day of work, and it's pretty intense focus that I would have been doing for that time as well. So there's a lot of work to do, and so there's a whole different. I was just speaking to Rob about the functionality of this tool, and it has a range of things. One has a keyword research set of functionality, and I guess it's fairly unique from what's out there at the moment. I mean, you can do all this sort of stuff yourself manually at the moment, but it sort of works for a number of different reasons. The first is that a lot of the keyword research systems out there, they look at what people are searching for, and you put in a keyword and it tries to find relationships between that keyword and other keywords, or if you type in the word internet marketing, it'll look for all the other keyword phrases that contain that word. But unless you're dealing with a very, very large set of search terms, you're not going to end up with very much useful data. So WordTrack is an example of this, where you get a whole bunch of keywords, but a lot of them are just not useful. People don't search for them. And in SEO, you're not just after keywords that you can realistically rank well for. You're after keywords that you can that actually have traffic associated with them. So to find those keywords that have traffic, that's a bit tricky. But the first thing we're going to do is actually, put in a seed keyword phrase and find a whole bunch of other keywords that are related to that keyword phrase and related semantically. And a good example of there's a lot of talk out there about latent semantic indexing, and the reality is that Google don't use latent semantic indexing. They do. There is evidence to support the fact that if you rank number one if you have authority for a particular keyword phrase, that often they will give you also a good ranking on related keyword phrases once you become the authority for that keyword phrase. And those relationships between those keyword phrases are certainly semantically related. So the best way that we found to discover those relationships is to effectively type in a keyword search phrase, find out all, then go into a service like SEO Digger, find out all the other keyword phrases that particular page ranks for, and that's basically Google telling us the relationships between those keywords. And we find that that's a really great way to find a whole bunch of useful on-topic keywords. I mean, sometimes you get a whole bunch of junk, just like all systems out there, but we find that's a good way to start. And then step 2 is actually you need to find keywords that actually have traffic, and this is the one that really blew me away. And that the vast majority, and 90% of all keywords or something like that, just have no traffic. it's only a very, very small amount of keyword phrases out there have any substantial traffic, i.e. enough people typing in the same keyword phrase together, because we're talking about mass behavior, and searching for something. They say that over half of keyword phrases that get typed in the search engines are unique. They'll never be typed in again. They're very, very specific. So you want to narrow in on those keyword phrases that have traffic associated with them. So the first thing, so you need to find a good way to generate keywords. So you need to find the keywords that have traffic associated with them, and then you need to find the keywords that you also have potentially a good chance of capturing some traffic, actually getting ranked for. And there's no point going after a keyword phrase that has very, very high amounts of competition, because it's going to take you a long time to get any ranking, and you'll probably just give up and get depressed, and so this whole thing doesn't work. So so one way to temper that fact is if you take a look at find keyword phrases where if you put the keyword phrase in inverted quotes and search for it, there's a very low number of results. So if you search for a keyword phrase, say internet marketing, and it's not true, but if you got like only 20,000 search results for that keyword phrase, then that's basically Google saying, hey, there's just not that much content out there about internet marketing. And so then that already off the bat, you've got a really good chance of ranking well for that traffic, for that keyword phrase. That doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily rank well for that keyword phrase, but it's a good filter to say, okay, now we're looking at keyword phrases that have that low competition. And the other factor which comes into it, well, there's no point getting a bunch of traffic to a keyword phrase which actually has no commercial value. You could be getting thousands. There's stacks and stacks of traffic available out there for jokes and joke-related keyword phrases and humour and that kind of stuff. But you're not going to find that a lot of that keyword phrase will actually generate you much money. It's not very commercial. So you need to have some measure of the commercial value of a keyword phrase. And so we use MSN's commercial indicator of online commercial indicator, which basically gives us a probability that any keyword phrase that we select has is actually a commercial phrase. And that's the indicator that we use. There's a whole bunch of other indicators that we can use as well. So there are already three filters that, three very, very important filters that, if you just do that, you've got a good chance of finding a keyword that actually has traffic, finding a keyword that is, semantically related to really the ultimate keyword that you're trying to search for, and a keyword that has commercial value. The next step, obviously, after you've done that, is to really dig deep and say, well, okay, I found something that I might be able to rank on the first page for, but let's take a look in more detail and actually work out, well, is it really feasible, and what actionable steps would I actually need to take to rank well for something? So the next thing we've got to do is then to effectively type the keyword into Google and find the top 10 results for that keyword, and then take a look at a whole bunch of different indicators of the strength of that competition. Now, some obvious ones are the Google PageRank. The higher the PageRank, the more difficult it is to actually influence and capture that the competition, that position in Google. The measures such as the number of backlinks, and backlinks from edu and .gov domains, those kinds of measures that you just, and if you see a whole lot of scary stuff happening on the first 10 results and there's a lot of competition, you just say, look, thanks, but it's probably, it's a bit, it's going to require a bit of time, and if you want, if you want to get some quick wins, you might want to take a look at some other keyword phrases. If you get some really good indicators, there's not a whole massive amount of traffic, and you can, based on that initial phase 1 analysis, you determine that, hey, I can probably rank well on the front page for this. Then the next thing to do is go another step deeper. So take the number 1 keyword, ranking phrase for that keyword phrase, and then do a backlink analysis. Take a look at all the backlinks, and then get an understanding of what percentage of them are from what page rank. So, and if you find that, while they might have a ton of backlinks, but they're all very, very low quality links, like they're all most of them page rank 0, and there's only 1 or 2 page rank 1 or 2 links, then you go, hey, I can do better than this quite simply. Like the barrier to entry is very, very low. The next thing to do, if that's what you find, is then really drill down that next level again and work out, well, okay, out of all the backlinks coming back, what is the actual keyword phrase that is that all these links are actually linking back on? And it's interesting what you'll actually find. But if you go and find a whole bunch of only a very, very small number of the keyword that links coming back actually have the keyword phrase that you're looking for in it, then again it's a really, really positive indicator. And then you can again go another level again to say, for those keywords which rank, or for all those keywords which have so for all the backlinks that have the keyword phrase in the anchor text, what is the page rank spread of those links as well? And then at the end of all this analysis, you can actually say, well, realistically, if I get 5 links back with page rank 1, you've got a very, very good chance of ranking well for that keyword, to be on the front page. So it's quite a detailed strength of competition analysis, but it's you can spend a relatively small amount of time doing this without wasting a whole bunch of time and getting upset because what you're doing doesn't work. So from an SEO perspective, they're the some major phases. One is doing the keyword traffic analysis, doing like an LSI semantic keyword generating system, which is based on first principles because it's based on what Google is actually ranking people on. It's not some guessing about what algorithm they're using. Traffic, estimators of commercial intent, estimators of, and then doing some deep, a range of a set of analysis around how easy it is to actually break in to the first page of Google for that keyword phrase. And each step requires more and more analysis, but you're only digging in after you've passed all the other fields as well, so you're not really wasting your time. So it's a structured methodology for SEO, and that's only 2 sections really of the tool that we're actually talking about. So